You are standing in that crowded aisle of the hardware store, surrounded by a dozen different brands, and you realize that picking the wrong small tub of goop is about to ruin your entire weekend. It happens to almost everyone starting out. You spend 20 hours sanding a tabletop until it feels like silk, only to watch your finish turn into a blotched mess because you grabbed the wrong container. Let's be clear about this right now. Wood filler and wood putty are not the same thing. They're not interchangeable. They are tools for completely different stages of the building process. Most people treat them like they are the same product in different packaging, but that is exactly how a beautiful oak table ends up looking like it was patched together with chewed up bubble gum. Think about the timing of your project. This is the ultimate golden rule of the shop. If your wood is still raw and unfinished, you must reach for the filler. Wood filler is a different beast. It is usually water-based or solvent-based. It dries extremely hard. It dries quickly. Most importantly, it is fully sandable. You can hit it with a high grain of sandpaper and it will smooth right down to the exact level of your timber. That is the real magic of the material. You use it to fix those annoying nail holes or deep gashes before you ever touch a can of stain or a brush of sealer. Once that filler is in there and sanded down, it accepts the finish and acts like a part of the wood itself. But then we have wood putty. This stuff is more like the guest who arrives late to the party. You do not even think about bringing it out until the finish is already on the wood. Putty is usually oil-based. It stays soft. It stays flexible. It never truly hardens into a solid rock. Why does that matter so much? Because wood is a living material. It breathes. It expands in the humid summer and shrinks in the dry winter. If you put a rock-hard filler into a finished piece of furniture, that seasonal movement will eventually crack the repair right out of the hole. Putty stays pliable. It moves with the humidity levels. It sits there like a silent partner in the repair. If you try to sand wood putty, you are going to have a very frustrating afternoon. It will just gum up your sandpaper and smear greasy residue across your beautiful finish. It is strictly meant for those tiny, final touch-ups. You are filling a gap or a pinhole after the color is already locked in. That is the divide you have to remember. Filler is structural and aggressive. Putty is cosmetic and gentle. If you are working on outdoor projects, the stakes get even higher. Most of these products will fail the second a summer rainstorm hits if they are not specifically rated for the elements. Using an indoor filler on a deck or a fence is basically a countdown to a total project disaster. The moisture gets in, the product shrinks, and suddenly your repair is sitting on the grass. You need to look for weather resistance labels specifically. It all comes down to one simple question. Is the wood bare? If the answer is yes, then you use filler. Is the wood already stained or sealed? If that answer is yes, then you use putty. If you mix this up, you will see the failure immediately. Your stain will not take to the putty. It will slide right off like water on a duck. Your filler will crack and peel if it is applied over a slick finish. It is a classic recipe for woodworking heartbreak. Most beginners get frustrated because they think they lack actual skill. In reality, they just lack the right jar. Stick to the timing. Respect the chemistry of the material. Your projects will look professional instead of amateur. You have worked way too hard on your joinery to let a $5 tub of material destroy the finish line. Keep it simple. Use the hard stuff for raw wood. Use the soft stuff for finished wood. That is the secret to a perfect repair every single time.